Walk into a Dollar Tree, and the first thing you see is the candy wall. And then we reach the chips aisle. Then a freezer case full of pizza that looks like it was engineered in a lab. So you make a decision without even thinking about it. This place is fine for party supplies and gift bags, but not for real food. Not for food you'd actually feed your family. And that assumption right there is costing you somewhere between $600 and $1,000 a year, because the same store selling that candy wall is also quietly selling 20 groceries that are genuinely good for your health, cost a fraction of what the grocery store charges, and sit on the shelf long enough that you only need to grab them once a month. Real quick before we get rolling. If you'd rather have this playing in your ear while you're driving to the store, we're on Spotify, and the whole thing lives over on Daily Motion too. There's a QR code sitting on your screen right now, and both links are down in the description. Now, if this channel is your kind of thing, the subscribe button is right there. And tell me in the comments, what is the one thing you always grab at Dollar Tree every single visit, no matter what? Let's start where the value is quietest, and honestly, where it's the biggest. Dried beans and lentils. Versatile, long-lasting, and packed with nutrients. This is the single most underrated food in the entire store. A 1-pound bag of black beans, pinto beans, or lentils runs you $1.25. That bag holds around 6 servings of cooked beans. Do the math on that. You're paying about 20 cents for a serving of food that's loaded with fiber, plant protein, iron, and potassium, with basically no fat and no sodium unless you add it yourself. The canned version at your regular grocery store? $2 and change, and it's swimming in salt. Well, the objection I hear is always the same. Beans take too long. They don't. They simply don't. You soak them overnight in a bowl of water while you sleep. That's it. The story ends here. That is the whole trick. Next day they cook in under an hour, and a bag of dried beans sits in your pantry for 2 years without going bad, which is exactly why this is a monthly buy and not a weekly one. Number 19. Dollar Tree carries white rice and, depending on your store, brown rice in 2-pound bags. Brown is the one you want if it's there because it keeps the bran layer, that's the fiber and the magnesium, instead of stripping it off. But even plain white rice at $1.25 a bag beats the boxed rice sides you're probably buying, which are the same grain with a seasoning packet and a 200% markup. Number 18. Scene number 18. Check the label for one thing and one thing only. No sugar added. Plain diced tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, tomato sauce. Dollar Tree stocks all 3, and they're one of the few foods that actually get healthier in a can because the heat from canning makes the lycopene easier for your body to absorb. That's the antioxidant that gives tomatoes their color. This is your pasta sauce, your chili base, your soup starter, and it's about half of what you'd pay in a regular store aisle. Number 17. Plain rolled oats, not the flavored instant packets with the sugar dust. A canister runs $1.25 and gives you a couple weeks of breakfast. The soluble fiber in oats is the kind that actually helps with cholesterol, and it keeps you full until lunch instead of leaving you hungry an hour later. Number 16. Moving to the next item. You want peanuts, maybe salt. That's the list, and that's it. Dollar Tree carries the simple stuff, and a jar of real peanut protein and healthy fat for $1.25 is a deal you will not find anywhere else. So that's the dry shelf handled. But the aisle right behind it is the one nobody trusts. And that's exactly where the price gap starts getting a little ridiculous. This is where people get nervous because there's a voice in the back of your head saying cheap and cold is a bad combination. Well, that voice is wrong, and it's costing you. Number 15, frozen vegetables, a cold, stark necessity in the modern kitchen. Broccoli, green beans, mixed vegetables, corn, peas, a bag for $1.25. And the thing nobody tells you is that frozen vegetables are often more nutritious than the fresh ones sitting in your grocery store's produce section. So here is why. The fresh stuff was picked early so it could survive a truck ride, then it sat in a warehouse, then it sat on a shelf, losing vitamins the whole time. Frozen vegetables get picked ripe and flash frozen within hours. The nutrition gets locked in right at the peak. Same broccoli, half the price, and it doesn't turn to mush in your crisper drawer 3 days after you buy it. Number 14 on our list. Frozen fruit captured at the peak of ripeness and preserved for later. Berries, mango chunks, mixed fruit. And the same reasoning applies here. Fresh blueberries at the grocery store will run you $4 or $5 for a little plastic clamshell, and half of them are soft by day 2. Frozen berries at $1.25 a bag go straight into a smoothie, into oatmeal, into a bowl of yogurt, and they last for months. Berries are one of the highest antioxidant foods you can eat, and this is the cheapest way in the country to get them into your body. Number 13, documentary raw. Not every location carries them, so this one depends on your store. But if yours does, check the price against your regular grocery store before you dismiss it. A lot of stores now sell a small carton at Dollar Tree for well under what you'd pay per egg elsewhere. Eggs are close to a perfect food. Complete protein, choline for your brain, vitamin D, and they keep for weeks in the fridge. Now I'm curious about this one because prices swing wildly depending on where you live. Tell me in the comments what a dozen eggs is running you right now in your town. I want to see how different it is across the country because I think the gap is going to shock people. Number 12, a simple tag on a shelf marking the next item. Same deal. Refrigerated section, not every store, but worth a look. Real butter, not margarine. And the reason I say that matters is because margarine was sold to your parents as the healthy option, and the science turned around on that pretty hard once we understood what trans fats actually do to you. Real butter used in a normal amount is fine. To use it in a healthy way is key. The imitation stuff is the thing to be skeptical about. Watch out for those additives. Moving on to our next pick, which is item number 11. Frozen fish fillets are often overlooked in the grocery store. This is the one people walk right past, and it's honestly the biggest bargain in the freezer case. Individually wrapped fillets, tilapia, pollock, whiting, sometimes salmon portions for $1.25. Fish is lean protein, and depending on the type, you're getting omega-3 fatty acids, which your body cannot make on its own. You have to eat them to get those vital nutrients for your health, and the fish counter at a regular grocery store will charge you $8 or $9 a pound for something that came off the exact same boat. I'll be honest with you, I ignored this section for years. It's a common mistake. I assumed frozen fish at a dollar store was going to be some sad, gray, rubbery thing. Then I read the packaging one day and realized it was wild caught and single ingredient. No breading, no batter, and definitely no filler. This is the pure stuff. It is just fish, high-quality protein at a fraction of the cost. I felt a little foolish about the years I'd spent walking past it. Don't make my mistake. So the cold aisle is settled. We found the best frozen values. But hang with me, because the next 5 are where the price difference stops being interesting and starts being kind of embarrassing for the grocery store. Let's move on to the next one, which is item number 10. Canned tuna and canned chicken are essential staples for any budget pantry. Shelf-stable protein for $1.25 a can. That is an unbeatable value. Get the one packed in water, not oil, and you're looking at around 20 grams of protein for pocket change. Tuna gives you omega-3s and selenium. It's a nutrient-dense choice. Canned chicken is about as plain as protein gets. It's simple and effective. Both of them sit in your cupboard for years, which is the whole reason this is a once-a-month grab. Buy 4 cans, forget about them, and you always have a real meal 10 minutes away on a night when you've got nothing. Coming in at the next spot on our list is item number 9. Olive oil. It's a staple we all need in our kitchens. And I want to be straight with you. You are not getting a fancy cold-pressed bottle from a hillside in Tuscany. But you don't need one for everyday cooking at home, trust me. What you need is a real oil with monounsaturated fat instead of the cheap vegetable oil blends most kitchens are cooking with, and Dollar Tree gives you that for $1.25. Read the label carefully. It's important to know what you're buying. If it says olive oil and nothing else, you're good. That's the secret. Moving right along, let's take a look at item number 8. Spices and seasonings are the lifeblood of any good meal. This is where the markup at a regular grocery store goes from annoying to insulting. It's just too much. Garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, cinnamon, oregano, chili powder, black pepper, we need them all. Every single one of those is $1.25 at Dollar Tree. It's an incredible bargain. The exact same seasoning in a fancy jar at your grocery store is $5, $6, sometimes $7. That's a huge gap. It's the same plant. There's no difference in the quality of the herb itself. It's the same dried leaf. You're just paying for the marketing and the glass jar. The only difference is the label and the shape of the container. Don't be fooled. And this matters for your health more than it sounds like it does. Cooking at home is vital. The number one reason people give up on cooking at home is that their food tastes boring, so they go back to takeout and frozen dinners. Seasoning fixes that. Spices are what fix that, and they cost almost nothing here. They make everything better. Next on our list is item number 7. Let's see what it is. Honey, it's a natural sweetener that belongs in every pantry. Real honey with just one ingredient. No additives, no mess, just pure sweetness. Check the back of the bottle and make sure it doesn't say corn syrup, because some of the cheap stuff in bigger stores absolutely does. Be vigilant. Honey is a better sweetener than white sugar. It's got trace antioxidants, and it's sweeter by volume, so you use less of it. That's a double win. And it never spoils. It's one of the few foods that will literally last forever if you keep it sealed. Not in a year, and definitely not in 10. It's a long-term investment for your pantry. Coming up now is item number 6. Let's take a look. Vinegar. It's an essential part of so many different recipes. White vinegar and apple cider vinegar, both around $1.25. A great value for such a versatile item. This is your salad dressing base. Mix it with that olive oil from a minute ago, and you've made a vinaigrette for about 30 cents, instead of buying a bottle of store dressing that's mostly soybean oil, sugar, and a preservative list you can't pronounce. It's so much healthier. Now let me tell you the moment this all clicked for me. It was a real eye-opener. I was standing in my regular grocery store holding a jar of cinnamon that cost $6.49. I couldn't believe the price. I'd just come from Dollar Tree, where I'd bought the same size jar for $1.25. The contrast was shocking. Same spice, exactly the same thing in the jar, just with a different brand and a much higher price tag. And I stood there in the aisle doing the math on how many years I'd been paying that difference on cinnamon, on garlic powder, on paprika, on every jar in my cabinet. It really added up. It wasn't a good feeling at all. I felt like I'd been throwing money away for years. And if that kind of thing gets under your skin the way it gets under mine, go ahead and hit subscribe. Join the community. That's the whole point of this channel. Squeezing a lot more out of a small grocery budget without eating garbage to do it. We're in this together. So we've got 15 items down on our list so far. We're making good progress. But hang with me, because the last 5 are the ones with the biggest payoff per dollar you spend, and the very last one has a price gap so wide it might make you a little angry. Stand by. Moving into the final 5, starting with item number 5. Nuts and seeds. They are an amazing source of healthy fats and protein. Almonds, walnuts, peanuts, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. There's a great variety here. The bags are small. That's the honest trade-off. But the price per bag is $1.25, and nuts are one of the few foods where a small portion is exactly what you want anyway. It's a perfect snack size. You're getting healthy fat, protein, fiber, and magnesium, all these essential nutrients in one small package. And they sit in a jar on your counter for a month without going anywhere. They're so easy to store. Next up on our budget list is item number 4. Let's see what it is. Whole grain bread and tortillas. These are essential staples for so many meals. Flip it over and look for whole wheat or whole grain listed first. That's the most important step. If the first ingredient is enriched white flour, put it back. You want the whole grain goodness. Dollar Tree carries both, and the whole grain option gives you the fiber that keeps your blood sugar from spiking and dropping the way white bread does. It's a much healthier choice. Tortillas are the sleeper pick here. They freeze beautifully, so a monthly buy stays good the whole month. They're so convenient. Moving right along to item number 3. Let's check it out. Fresh produce. Yes, you can even find fresh items at the dollar store. Now this one comes with an asterisk. There are some things to keep in mind here. It depends entirely on whether your location has the refrigerated Dollar Tree Plus setup. Not every store has this. If it does, you'll find onions, potatoes, apples, sometimes carrots, and lemons. These are the ones to look for. And those specific items are the ones worth grabbing because they're the ones that don't rot on you in 4 days. They have real staying power. An onion keeps for a month. It's a fantastic staple for so many dishes. Potatoes keep for a month as well. They're so versatile and filling. Apples keep for weeks in the fridge. They're a healthy, crunchy snack that lasts. That's why they belong on a monthly list when a bag of spinach absolutely does not. Choose items with a long shelf life. And now for item number 2 on our list of budget-friendly grabs. Broth and Stock. They are the secret to making simple meals taste amazing. Chicken broth, beef broth, vegetable broth. They have all the essential varieties. Cartons and cans, all for just $1.25. You can't beat that value. Look for the low-sodium version if they've got it. It's a much healthier option for your heart. And the reason broth is on this list at all is that it's the thing that turns those beans and that rice from part 1 into an actual meal instead of a sad side dish. It transforms the whole experience. It's $1.25 that makes 6 other cheap ingredients taste like you tried. It's a total game changer for budget cooking. And finally, we've reached the very top of our list, item number 1. Item number 1. Milk and dairy alternatives. These can be so expensive at a regular store. Shelf-stable milk, almond milk, oat milk, soy milk. They have all the popular options here. And this is where the gap gets wide enough to be genuinely irritating. The price difference is massive. A carton of almond milk at your regular grocery store is $4, sometimes $5. That's a lot for one carton. Here it's just $1.25. The exact same product for a fraction of the cost. Same product. You're literally paying more for the same thing elsewhere. Don't do it. And because it's shelf-stable, it doesn't take up fridge space until you open it, which is exactly what makes it a once-a-month grab instead of a weekly errand. So convenient. Get the unsweetened version. It's the healthiest choice for you and your family. The sweetened stuff has as much added sugar as a soda, and that undoes the entire point. Stick to the unsweetened. Okay, so what do you walk past? What items should you avoid at Dollar Tree? Meat. You might want to be careful with the meat options here. Let's see why. Not the frozen fish, but the processed meat. The hot dogs, the canned meat products with a long ingredient list. Be wary of these. The sodium and the preservatives aren't worth the savings. Your health is more important than a few extra cents. The snack wall. It's tempting, but let's take a closer look at what's there. The candy, the chips, the cookies, the little pastries, they're all there calling your name. But should you buy them? That's the section that gave this store its reputation, and it earned it. But maybe not in a good way for your health. Frozen prepared meals. They're easy, but at what cost to your nutrition? The pizzas, the pot pies, the microwave dinners, they're so convenient, but take a look at the labels. Read the sodium on one of those sometime and you'll understand. It's often through the roof. And anything where the word flavored shows up, that's a red flag to watch out for. Flavored oatmeal, flavored yogurt, flavored rice mixes, they're all hiding extra sugar and additives. Flavored means sugar was added and you can add your own for free and control the amount yourself. It's a much better way. That's 20 in, and the whole list comes to about $25 for a month of real staples. That's some incredible savings. I want to hear about number 3, though, the produce one. What are your thoughts on it? Does your Dollar Tree have that refrigerated section, or is your store one of the ones that doesn't? Let me know. Tell me in the comments, because I have a feeling this varies a lot more than people realize. I'd love to hear your store stories. And if this has you thinking about stretching a grocery budget, I've got a whole video on frozen food myths that pairs perfectly with what we just covered. Go look for that one next. It's a great companion. Now go build yourself a good pantry. You've got the knowledge. Now go out there and save some money. Happy shopping.